All right, hello everybody. Today we're going to quickly get our main ideas from yesterday. So first thing I would do is I would go ahead and pull out my note sheet from yesterday. That's at Module 7, Lesson 1 Notes. I would pull that out, have that out, and we'll go ahead and get the main ideas from yesterday so that you can complete that note sheet. You should be done with it after this short video. And you can turn that in, get those 13 points turned in. Tomorrow I'm putting your test in on Wednesday. Okay. So first main idea from yesterday, if you remember correctly, in 1789, George Washington becomes the first president of the United States. If you remember correctly, he didn't want the job. Okay. He had no desire to serve as president, nor did his vice president, John Adams. But the 11 states that had passed the Constitution selected electors. Remember that electoral college, one of your key terms. And they unanimously vote for Washington. Remember, this is the first and only time this has ever happened for a president to be unanimously elected. So that's our first main idea. George Washington becomes the first president of the United States. Number two, the second main idea we covered yesterday. Congress and the president organized the executive and judicial branches of government. All right? And so, if you remember correctly, first of all, for the executive branch, Congress passes and creates several different departments. This should have been in your additional notes. They created several different departments within the executive branch, and those departments were led by members of Washington's cabinet. Okay, so that cabinet, they advise the president. That's what we're going to look at today, is how the cabinet works, who was part of the president's first cabinet, and what their jobs were. All right. If you also remember correctly, the Congress sets up the judicial branch by passing the Judiciary Act of 1789, another key term. Very important act, okay, very important law. It set up 3 levels of federal courts and defined their powers and relationships to the state courts, all right? That was in our key terms and people, all right? And so that was another important thing. The second main idea, Congress and the president organized the executive and judicial branches of government. Our third and final main idea is that Americans had high expectations for their new nation. If you remember correctly, the Americans wanted fair taxes. They thought they deserved the right to settle western lands. They wanted little interference from their government. They wanted protection from their government. All right, these are a few things that the Americans felt they should get from their government. Also, if you remember correctly, New York City and Philadelphia were our top 2 cities at this point. Most of the Americans were living in rural communities, 95% rural, 5% in a city, okay? And so urban. And so if you look at that, New York City was really the major, and Philadelphia were our major cities. So that should go ahead and wrap up your main ideas. Again, if you need to pause the video or something to go back, get your main ideas copied down, get them copied onto the notes. And we will go on to what we are doing today, which is we are working on our interactive notebook. Okay, we're going to do slides 2 and 3 out of the interactive notebook today. So what I would do is I'd click over to classwork, scroll down to Module 7 Notes. We see this Washington Interactive Notebook. All right, and we are working on slides 2 and 3. Again, yesterday you should have completed slide 1 while you're in class. Slide 2 and 3 are what we are working on today. So the directions say, learn more about Washington's group of advisors, the presidential cabinet here and here, then complete the graphic below. So basically, what you're going to do is you're going to come in and fill in each person's name. So here I would type in Washington, obviously, because George Washington was the president. Then you're going to tell me the purpose of this position. So the purpose of this position, obviously, is to be the executive of the nation. Okay, they're the person in charge of the nation. Now, a couple hints here. All right, to find what each person's name was in this picture, I would click the first here. It's going to send you to a website, mountvernon.org. If you remember correctly from yesterday, Mount Vernon was where President Washington's estate is. All right. And so here are the main 4 people from the cabinet. Thomas Jefferson, Secretary of State. Secretary of the Treasury was Alexander Hamilton. Secretary of the War, Henry Knox. Attorney General, Edmund Randolph. All right. And so all those guys will fit in here. Obviously, here is Henry Knox, Secretary of War. So you'd put in Knox here on the red line and War where it says on this red line. All right. This person right here is Thomas. This arrow is pointing to Thomas Jefferson. Thomas Jefferson, Secretary of State. Edmund Randolph, Attorney General. Alexander Hamilton, Secretary of Treasury. All right, and then it wants to know where the position is. What's the purpose of the position? I would go to the second here. It's going to take you to Duxters.com. All right. If you scroll down, it gives you a little bit of a description as to what each position, what each cabinet position does. You're going to have to do some reading. You're going to have to find each cabinet position. All right. Let's see here. We've got Thomas Jefferson, Secretary of State. Alexander Hamilton, Secretary of Treasury. So here is kind of like I said, a list of each department. Department of State, that's where the Secretary of State works out of. Department of Treasury, Secretary of Treasury. So you kind of get this not too difficult. Department of Justice is going to be where that Attorney General works out of. All right, and so make sure you go through each of these. Read what we're talking about. Attorney General, like I said, comes out of the Department of Justice. Thomas Jefferson, the Secretary of State, comes out of the Department of State. All right. The Secretary of War, we don't have a War Department anymore. And so what I would use for Secretary of War is the Department of Defense. All right. So just tell me what each of those positions do, what's their job, and kind of what each cabinet position does. All right. So that'll take care of this page. You're also going to do slide 3. All right. And so the question is, if you were president, would you want to fill your cabinet with people who thought like you or with people who often disagreed with you? And I want you to support your opinion with details. Give me a paragraph. Give me 5 sentences. Why would you want to fill it with people who thought like you or fill it with people who disagreed with you? Give me 5 sentences. Support it with details. All right. As always, if you have any questions by the time you are done watching this video, most likely I will have the Google Meet open. So if you need to pop in and ask any questions, please do so. Also, if you have any questions and something comes up outside of class time, just shoot me an email. All right? And I will look forward to seeing you guys on Wednesday.